I think science is important for everything. We use science all the time and we don't think about it, right? When your doctor puts on gloves before he does surgery, that's because science proved to us that those gloves make a difference in whether or not you'll survive that surgery.
It all begins in R&D. It always begins at the bench with the basic understanding of science. The next stage is how can we take those basic understandings of biology that lead to disease and translate them into a new medicine or a new vaccine that has meaningful impact on patients' health.
I think of biomedical research oftentimes as something not much different than art and culture. It's the same pursuit of knowledge. And so having a place dedicated exclusively to that adds to that knowledge and adds to that art. It's passion. The passion for a mission that is much bigger than any of us.
When you think about the history of this place, it is one of the diamonds in the crown of Philadelphia, a venerable institution founded in 1892, the first independent biomedical research institute in the country. Fast forward to 1971, the first NCI-designated basic cancer center in the United States. It's sort of, to me, the iron triangle. It's research, it's commercialization and tech transfer, and it's workforce development. That iron triangle is so important to having the kind of progress that is needed in terms of helping people, but also helping the greater Philadelphia region from an economic development perspective.
Wistar's education and training programs start with early engagement. We have education and training programs that span from high school all the way through postdoctoral fellows.
We have a history of having made really significant advancements in vaccine technology, in cancer therapeutics, and in cancer biology, to the extent that our programs are really recognized as worldwide leaders in these areas.
It's highly focused, it's nimble, it has this sort of huge sort of credibility based on its track record. And then when you just take a look at how people rate research and practice and commercialization, Wistar is mentioned everywhere. Punches way above its weight, way above its size.
Basic research in this country, for all kinds of reasons, is systematically underfunded.
The NIH does not fund risky research. So without philanthropy, science becomes too safe.
Federal funding remains the cornerstone of funding of the Institute. It's very important. But the idea of creating something new, the opportunity to deploy very quickly new objectives and new vehicles for our research. And that can only come from having immediately available funding through philanthropy.
If I write a proposal for federal support or foundation, I need to stipulate a hypothesis, what I'm going to do with the resources, and that goes into a pipeline of evaluation that may not actually give me those funds, say, in a year from now. And then after that, if it's a 5-year plan, I'm actually utilizing those resources to execute a plan that I conceived years ago when I actually wrote that proposal to begin with. And that's how we fund our labs. But what happens if science moves forward in those 5 years?
So philanthropy is so important in terms of funding Wistar's work because by the very nature of the funding agencies, there's always going to be a gap.
Philanthropy can accelerate tremendously the pace of discovery. New vaccines, new therapies can reach the clinic because of the work that has been done here.
And at the same time, there's going to be many successes, but there's also going to be failures. And so the ability to have the flexibility to continue to pursue the problem that they're trying to solve is critical. And that takes philanthropists who are comfortable, making a bet. And I think given the track record of this place, this is a good place to make a bet on.
If you find that being part of change, being part of the future, being part of a better prospect of health for everyone globally is something that you value, I think Wistar will give you that.
All of us are impacted by medical issues that the Wistar, for one, is focused on. Come and talk to the people at the Institute. come and talk to our CEO, come and speak to members of the board. There is a lot of value in getting more and more people aware of what we're doing, of how important it is, how successful it's been in the past, and how we are set up to catapult this even more down the roads.
We're always here, and our doors are always open. Come back again. See how far we have gone, and imagine the possibilities.
I think it's the big picture that keeps me going. It's the potential impact that I could have.
I am super excited about the next generation of discoveries and hopefully medicines and vaccines that are going to come from the Wistar.
The future is bright. The best days, our best days are ahead.